Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm bringing you the Round 6 feature match from Pokemon VGC 15 Philadelphia Regionals between Paul Chua and Andrew Burley. Both players were 5-0 up this point, and I'm going to quickly pause the battle to talk about both players and their teams. So like I said, both players were 5-0 at this point, and they had to win at least 2 more of 4 to make it into the final 16. And they're both pretty popular players in the VGC community. Paul's perhaps more well known for his accomplishments in the seniors division. He won a national title in 2013. He's played at Worlds 3 separate times, 3 years in a row, and finished in the top 4 at nationals both last year and in 2012. So really impressive run by him, and this was his first tournament in Masters, and he was already doing really well. Hadn't dropped a game yet at this point. Andrew, on the other hand, has not played at Worlds, but he's done really well at the regional level. I believe he top 4'd the regional last year, and he's top cut 2 regionals this year already, so he's definitely a name to look out for this upcoming season. Now about their teams, Paul ran a rain team of Politoed, Ludicolo, Zapdos, Aegislash, Mawile, and Hydreigon, while Andrew had a team of Staraptor, Rotom-H, Tyranitar, Mawile, Zapdos, and Aegislash. So both players had similar cores in Mawile, Zapdos, and Aegislash, but Paul had the rain mode while Andrew decided to have some pretty eccentric choices, especially that Staraptor. So here Paul leads with Ludicolo and Hydreigon against Andrew's Zapdos and Aegislash, and I definitely think Paul's in the advantage here. He's got a fast fake out, which can just negate that Zapdos from doing anything, and he can get a Dark Pulse off for free on that Aegislash slot the first turn. I think even if the Aegislash King shields, the next turn Hydreigon can still just target that slot for a Dark Pulse, and I think knocking out Aegislash is really important here for Paul, because it gives him a lot of trouble. We see the fake out come out on the Zapdos the first turn, the Key Berry actually activates, and Paul decides to double up on that Zapdos. So Zapdos is going to flinch from that fake out, but Andrew making a brilliant prediction, expecting Paul to double up on that Zapdos, going straight for the attack, getting the Flash Cannon off, and that's going to do a lot of damage to that Hydreigon. Really smart play there by Andrew. You know, obviously a really good player, you wouldn't expect them to just stay in with Aegislash and attack. So even though both players kind of traded off damage there, I think Andrew was kind of in the advantage. But once again, we still saw that Hydreigon was faster than all the Pokemon on the field. So you'd imagine now it can just get a free KO either on Aegislash or Zapdos. The double target was still somewhat smart on Paul's play because a lot of Zapdoses in VGC just don't carry Protect. There's no room for that move. So Paul knew he was basically going to get a lot of damage on that slot, and the King Shield on Aegislash obviously was a very predictable move from Andrew, but this turn he's actually going to go for it. So Andrew made a really gutsy call the first turn, but I think it played out excellently for him. He really wants to knock out that Hydreigon so Aegislash can kind of run through Paul's team. However, we're going to see Hydreigon go for the Dark Pulse here and knock out Zapdos, so unfortunately Key Berry not doing anything. Key Berry a pretty interesting choice because we usually see Citrus Berry or safety goggles on Zapdos, but Andrew deciding to go for Key Berry can really help against Pokemon like Kangaskhan. I know Omari Travis actually brought it to the World Championships this year, and I think it activated on stream against Sejong Park. So here Andrew's going to bring in Staraptor. Even though he's down 4-3, I think Staraptor is a really important Pokemon for this matchup. Of course, it gets the super effective Brave Bird on Ludicolo, can even U-turn out. And we did not see Intimidate from the Staraptor, so you'd have to assume Reckless. But the question is what item it holds, you know, often Choice Band or Choice Scarf. Paul decides he's going to stay in with both of his Pokemon this turn and lose the Hydreigon. He was probably thinking if the Staraptor targets my Hydreigon, then Ludicolo can obviously just get a free attack off, and vice versa. If Staraptor Brave Birds my Ludicolo, then I can just Dark Pulse the Aegislash. So it was a play where he didn't really know what Pokemon Staraptor would target, and it was one that would basically ensure him at least some free damage, which definitely makes a lot of sense. Mawile comes in here for Andrew as Ludicolo goes for the Scald onto that Mawile slot. An impressive play there. Paul most likely predicting a U-turn there, not going for the Ice Beam, going for the Scald instead. Does not burn the Mawile, fortunately enough for Andrew, and here we see the Shadow Ball go into Ludicolo. You see Ludicolo took that really well, so you'd have to assume that is an Assault Vest Ludicolo, which makes sense. It's the most common item in VGC on Ludicolo. So Paul's Mawile comes in here, and I think that Paul's in a pretty good advantage right now. You know, he can Sucker Punch with Mawile into the Aegislash and just Scald the Mega Mawile slot or the Mawile slot on Andrew's side. But we've seen Andrew play pretty aggressively earlier on with the Aegislash, so I'm curious as to whether he just goes for another attack this turn like he did earlier on. We don't even know if Paul's actually running Sucker Punch on Mawile, but you know, a lot of the times you should probably assume that, and a lot of players tend to just make the safer play in King Shield or even substitute against an opposing Mawile. So this turn, it looks like both Mawiles are going to Mega Evolve. Obviously, at this point, you want your main Mega to come out and start sweeping. Of course, Paul's still at full HP while Andrew's already pretty severely damaged from that Scald. And Aegislash does not King Shield. Wow. And Paul's Mawile does not go for a Sucker Punch. That is incredible, and Andrew's Aegislash probably lasts a bit longer than Paul expected it to, and gets a Shadow Ball off, decreasing Mawile's special defense, and he has the Fire Fang on Mawile. Oh my goodness! This is going to pick up the KO on Paul's Mawile, outspeeding it and picking up a knockout before it's able to do anything. What a turn that was there for Andrew. He decided not to King Shield with Aegislash, and because Paul did not Sucker Punch there with Mawile, he was able to pick up the KO there, and you saw how fast the Aegislash is, so you'd imagine this is probably one of the speedier versions, maybe carrying weakness policy actually, because we don't see the leftovers that normal Aegislash have. So that was a huge turn there for Andrew. I thought Paul was in the advantage, and I think if I were Paul and I had Sucker Punch, I would have just Sucker Punched and scalded the Mawile slot, because at this point you really want Mawile down. But instead, he was able to trade some damage off on Aegislash for a free KO on Mega Mawile, probably the biggest threat to his team at this point. So an excellent play there by Andrew. I still think the game is not over yet, but Andrew's kind of in the driver's seat right now. We see the Scald go into Mawile, wow, as Aegislash gets another Shadow Ball off. So here we've just seen Andrew make plays that are so aggressive with Aegislash, you know, not protecting in the first turn, or not King Shielding the first turn, attacking here, attacking once again the previous turn, you know, doesn't care about the Sucker Punches or the Scalds. He says, I'm just going to go for it, and it's paid off all 3 times. I think Andrew really got a hold of Paul's playstyle throughout the course of this match, and you've seen how well it's played out for him. Now he's able to bring in Staraptor, and you'd imagine Mawile can just Sucker Punch the Ludicolo, and Staraptor, most likely Choice Banded with Reckless, can just Double Edge or Brave Bird the Politoed for a KO. Paul makes a smart play here actually by Fake Outing, trying to prevent the Sucker Punch, so I'm sure at this point Paul was trying to KO the Mawile with the Scald, hoping he'd be able to survive this Brave Bird, but you see here, Politoed is not able to survive the Brave Bird, and now Andrew can just Sucker Punch and Brave Bird that slot for a KO. So very well played there by Andrew. It was a really impressive game. I thought Paul had the advantage for sure in the beginning, so that was really impressive to watch. And Andrew's team, you know, Staraptor is a really eccentric choice, so that was really cool. I hope you guys enjoyed the match. This was actually my first time watching it as well, so it was kind of cool to see how it played out. So lots of credit to Andrew, of course to Paul as well. It was a really great game. It's always great to watch 2 great players play without any hacks or luck, and I think that was the course of this game. Andrew just made really hard reads, and it played out perfectly. So I hope you guys enjoyed this match. I'll be bringing you more feature matches from Philadelphia VGC Regionals very soon. Of course, leave a like if you did, and I'll see you next time. Peace.